life is one that has involved sexual addiction to a level that, honestly, I shouldn't even be sitting here right now. I was introduced to sex at age 3 by my oldest brother. In the beginning, it was him and some of his friends that did stuff to me. I don't remember how many encounters there were, but clearly remember being made to do sexual acts on them that no child should ever have to do. He finally stopped around the time I went into kindergarten, but unfortunately my mother was also doing things to me that did not stop until I was 10 years old. I saw hardcore pornography for the first time at age 12, and I became a full-blown porn addict. But as puberty set in, I realized that I was feeling attracted more to guys than I was to girls. It might be hard to explain or understand from an adult perspective, but let me tell you, when you're 13 going on 14 and you find yourself experiencing those kinds of feelings, I can't really describe the sheer horror that I felt. So I went to church on Sundays and youth group on Wednesday nights, and I got very good at posing as a good Christian boy and faking it through most of the rest of my life as well. And, this double life that I started living got heavier and heavier as the years progressed. You can teach yourself to become a very talented actor, and you can look great on the outside. And maybe for a while you can fool the whole world, but laying in bed at night when it's just you and your own thoughts and you know the real truth about yourself and what you're doing, that's a hard thing to live with. So instead of trying to get better, I just kept doing the same stuff over and over, because if nothing else, the sex addiction could help me feel numb for a while and not have to think too much and not have to remember too much, and I certainly didn't want to have to feel too much. So one morning I get a call from my friend Kevin. He tells me that his church had a couple of guest speakers that morning named Gary and Melissa Ingram, who ran Love and Truth Network. Kevin told me that I needed to get in touch with Gary because he knew that Gary would be able to help me with some of my stuff. So we met the next day, and Gary listened very patiently while I sort of stuttered and stammered my way through my story. And what surprised me was that he didn't seem at all surprised. And he didn't tell me that he couldn't help me the way I was pretty much expecting to happen on the rare occasions I had considered trying to get help at a church or through a ministry. Instead, what he asked me to do was to commit to meeting with him weekly and to be willing to do the hard work that would be coming up to step into further healing. I could never have imagined that eventually God would open up a door for me to be able to work full-time for this ministry and to be a small group leader. Never could have seen that coming. But that particular day when we first met, honestly, I wasn't sure if I believed Gary that change could be possible. Some of my problems seemed so entrenched that I didn't know realistically if I ever really could find freedom. But I decided that for once in my freaking life, I was going to take a chance and listen to somebody else and listen to God and see what might happen, versus staying in my stupid, safe little bubble where I still thought I could control everything. So I did listen. I listened a lot. But I also finally started to share and learn to be vulnerable with people. And in the years since then, Gary and others at Love and Truth Network have helped me walk out of being so completely trapped by my past and actually start to heal and have a life without all that pain and baggage holding me back. I'm not saying I've arrived yet, not by a long shot, but now, compared to where I was 5 years ago, God is very good. That's the best thing that I can say. Our God is very good.